I got all right. Live at Prospect Place Mansion in Trenway, Ohio. The sun went down, and as usual, the mansion has got a really creepy. Pretty good here. Let's see. I am I don't think coming to you live from Prospect Place Mansion in Trenway. Mark from Haunted by Haunted. I'm here tonight with just my nephew. For a two-man ghost hunt. Safety in numbers. There's only two of us here. The spirits. This place many, many times, over a dozen times. This is one of those places that draws you back when you visit here. Had a lot of very bizarre happenings here. I was actually in this room several years ago. We had a larger group here then, and actually felt something touch me on my hand right over here while we were doing. I'm just let me head down to the okay, that's weird. As soon as I'm out of the room, I lost signal. But I have signal here in the ballroom. And here is the famous cross of Prospect Place, which I can't go nearby because the Wi-Fi, I'm actually surprised it reaches up here. Hello, Nicole. Thank you for watching, tuning in. I'm out here in Ohio. About a over about a 2.5 hour drive out here to Prospect Place Mansion, you know, Ohio. Yeah, see, I keep losing signal. Keep coming back and forth. Yeah, he's heading up to the cupola up there right now. Have you ever been to Prospect Place, Nicole? Because it's legit one of, I think you'd find this place going in and out. From there, there we go. Sorry about that. I had to come all the way downstairs. Signal. House to be built. The first house was about at completion whenever one of the people who was in charge of the building the house burnt the original house down just to get more work for himself. And when they rebuilt the second house, obviously not with the same person, they put in fire preventative measures by putting large gaps, basically a firewall, fire gap in between the floors. So I don't know if that fire gap is blocking some of the cell signal as well, or the Wi-Fi signal. So I might have to stay down here on the main floor. Yeah, but I mean, look at these high ceilings. I believe they're 14-foot high ceilings. It's a beautiful, beautiful mansion though. Now this mansion was abandoned from around 1970 all the way through 2001. So for 30 years, this place basically became a gathering spot for local people to come, and they would, you know, come here to explore. Apparently a lot of people in the area said this was like a hangout spot for teenagers, drinking parties, etc. It's amazing that this house is actually still standing. Was talking to Amy. Who checked us in here. Very strong passion for this place. Let's see if I can walk around here and show you some of the mansion. This, up on the wall there, is the original member of the Adams family who built the house. This is George Willison Adams. He owned a lot of land in the area. Was a very wealthy man. Made his wealth in the flour mills, the big farming area around this area of Ohio. And that is a painting of him. This house was actually built with the Underground Railroad in mind. Hey Frank, how you doing? Yeah, I agree, Nicole. I don't think that's a very good likeness of him. I mean, I've always thought that myself. He kind of doesn't look like a very nice man, but apparently he was. Because he built this house with the Underground Railroad in mind. Down in the basement, there are areas for runaway slaves to hide. And like I said, this house was basically built with different facets to be used for the Underground Railroad. This here is the gentleman's parlor. So it's kind of the area where when groups come here to investigate, this is kind of the area where they set up. There's a lot of our equipment there. These are paintings of the other family members who are associated with the mansion. This is a photograph of the family. From the 1890s. There's a really scene again. This is him actually here. Sorry, I was getting my mustaches confused here. It says William and his wife Anna Adams inherited Prospect Place after G.W. Adams died in 1879. Anna was the oldest daughter of Mr. Adams. This gentleman enjoyed throwing lavish parties in the ballroom, blowing through the inheritance left by Mr. Adams and his own late father. With money being nearly gone, he decided to leave the area on a train in Columbus and headed west. It says on here, recently it was discovered that William died in the Great San Francisco earthquake of 1906. That's actually news to me. Anna was left behind heartbroken and confused, nearly broke. She struggled as a single parent with their son George. She died in 1924. So he just abandoned his family and moved westward. Karma got him back though, because where he moved, he ended up dying. If he would have stayed put, he would have been fine. He died in 1906 in the San Francisco earthquake. That's some strange karma right there. That actually is William Cox Jr. This is George right here, the son. Top there. That's George there. This is William Cox. And that's his wife who he left. A lot of bizarre stories tied to this house. A lot of cool paintings on the wall. Looming over the room. Yeah, I agree, Nicole. There's something about old pictures. People look so serious to the point where they were. That's actually, oh, you know what? This is an actual photograph of him. So that's the painting. And that's the actual photograph right there. Right there. Now, it is believed that George Adams actually knew Abraham Lincoln. And his house was built in 1857, and he was a very prominent member of central eastern Ohio here, or east central Ohio. So it is believed that he actually knew Abraham Lincoln. This house was used on the Underground Railroad. Like I said, in the basement. I don't know if I'm going to get signal in the basement, so I'm just going to stay up here. A lot of cool pieces that they have here. They're slowly building like a museum here. Lots of old cool photographs. And we came tonight. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. Night of the full moon here at Prospect Place. The moon started rising just as sun went down about an hour ago, a little over an hour ago. I've been here several times before, and I think I've been here 3 times now on the night of a full moon. Yeah, and there's my nephew Eric. He's the only other one here with me. If there's safety in numbers, we don't have very much safety here tonight because there's only 2 people here. I wasn't able to get outside and get a photo of this. This is what the house actually looks like. Obviously, it's night out, so I can't really get a good image of it. And this here is the doorway that I just opened to show the full moon. This is no longer here, however. This, it hangs over the porch. Boy, they have a lot of photos of this man here. Yeah, this is more what the house looks like. this right here. It's like I only have signal right here in the middle corridor. Mustache. There's the grand staircase here. Which actually goes all the way up to the very top. That's actually the ceiling up there, and that goes up to the ballroom. A lot of history tied into this place. I mean, around the corner here, Oracles and Beyond. Hello, thank you for joining me here tonight. Arden, thank you for tuning in. This room here was actually the ladies' parlor. This used to be the main area whenever groups would come. There were two big tables here, and you would just set all your equipment up in here. They've since cleared that out. Ladies' parlor there. I'm going to risk losing signal here to see if I can show you some of the outside of the house. I mean, look how tall the windows are. There's that really awesome trim at the top of the roof. Yeah, this place definitely is the real deal, and I can definitely attest that it is without a doubt haunted. Had a lot of weird experiences happen here. I pretty much come here just to, like a lot of places I go to. Tonight, Nicole, on Friday nights, there is no minimum or no maximum amount of people required. It was $70 each for myself and my nephew. Saturdays, I believe, are $560, I believe. But you can bring up to, I believe it's 8 or 10 people. Those book very fast, though. I was actually surprised. I just booked this last month. I was surprised that a Friday was open. Hoping that I still have signal. There's full moon. Yeah, that price is just on Fridays. That's kind of a deal that they've been running since this change in ownership recently, or a few years ago. And you're only required to have 2 people here, so you can grab 2 people, another person, and come here on Friday nights for $140. Of course, I've got to show this since I'm here. Are you finding anything or no? No. course, I have this with me too. That's my shirt for tomorrow. I thought it would, Nicole. Yes. I really like the design of that shirt. It's one of my favorites. Oh, I know, Frank. I know you guys have a lot coming up to do next weekend. We actually will be at Hinsdale House next Friday and Saturday, two-nighter. Unfortunately, we're only here for one night tonight, but we're going to be the entire weekend at the Hinsdale House in New York. Let me see if I can get into this place. Has really transformed over the years. This whole place was basically in nowhere near as good a shape as it is now. They really did a lot of work on this room. I believe this is the library. Yeah, they're doing a lot of work to replace the fireplaces. A lot of vandals broke in here over the 70s and 80s and damaged the fireplaces. Yeah, this is what this used to look like. It went from that to that. So they've done a lot of work to go from this, or to go from same corner there to that. Yeah, they have a good group of people here who are committed to preserving the mansion. This place was actually slated for demolition before it was purchased around 2001. It was actually purchased with the intention to turn it into a restaurant. The intention was to turn it into a restaurant or bed and breakfast or something along the lines of that. But after September 11th happened, the financial backers they had backed out. And it gradually became a place that they rented out for paranormal investigators. Oh, that air feels good. Yeah, this house gets really, really hot though. I've been here many times in the summer and it can get really, 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 really hot in here with these high ceilings. I'd like to go back there too. That's all I've been thinking about since last weekend. Oh, hey, Cindy, I didn't realize you had popped in. Thanks for joining tonight. What did I do? Sorry about that. I accidentally hit my screen. Yeah, I wanted to take you up to the upper level of the house to show you around the rooms. Seems like my signal's pretty good. So let me do that real quick. Then I'm probably gonna set this up and start setting up some cameras. Hello to everybody else coming in. Wow, I got 8 here. Thank you. Let me know if the stream starts to get a little choppy, the video feed. This is the second floor here. I was hoping to make it up here because I know you commented and called the painting downstairs of George Willis. Oh, here's another painting. Where they don't seem too happy. This is Mary Adams. She looks so serious in this painting. Yeah, another rough looking woman. Absolutely. Anna Adams Cox. Now, the irony about this is on the drive out here, the entire area really hasn't changed much. I mean, majority of the area out here is farmland, which is what it was back in the 1850s when this was built. I mean, there's still some sections of the house like that up there that need attention. It looks like a old brick. That's actually very cool to showcase here because I'm hoping you can see that just how thick the brick is there. Like this isn't just one layer, 1 or 2 layers of bricks and then it's the outside. It's very, very thick. And for those just tuning in, because I think I only had a couple on board whenever I mentioned this, the original Prospect Place mansion was actually right whenever it was completed, was burnt down in an arson that was committed by one of the people who was in charge of building the house. So basically, burn the house, the original house down to get more work for himself. And this is actually the second house was built. They rebuilt the same burned down, included a gap between the floors, fire protection. You can see down here, there's a ledge here. About the so right there, that entire stretch of white that you see there, that's how the floors are here. This right here. See that's the burning thing. That is how thick the floors are here. All right, I'm going to go back to think I lost my signal anyway. Yeah, I don't know how much of that I just was able to record. A few people commented that I was losing signal. But maybe I'll show it down here on this level. This house was the second house built. The first one was burned down. And in the second design phase of Prospect Place, they included very thick gap, basically like a fire gap, in case the house were to ever burn again. That is how thick the floors are. That isn't. You can see that's. And that's the floor. So this entire section purposely to be that thick because they were scared that in case the house were to burn again, they put in fire preventative measures. Dory, this is in Ohio, in East Central Ohio. The city of Zanesville is probably the closest city, even though it's a small city, to here. So I'm actually going to get try to get the web camera positioned in the ballroom as long as the Wi-Fi cooperates, and stream from there later on tonight. Okay, take care, Frank. It's nice seeing you here in chat. I can't wait to go back to Frick Sanitarium also. I'm gonna take a stab at it and see if I can go up to the ballroom again. Hopefully the Wi-Fi reaches all the way up there. It did earlier when I started this stream. I think if I stay by the stairs here, hopefully. I mean, like I said, the reason I actually think the floors is I think that's why I keep getting signal issues. But that's pretty spectacular, looking straight down the staircase. Now, one thing that's really cool about this place as well is, see if you can see the light on it. Straight down there, looking at the top of it, you can, I always set a audio recorder up there. I've captured a lot of weird EVPs that have been focused around the stairwell. One time when I was here, I just decided I'll leave a recorder on the stairwell. Placed one ever since then here on the stairwell. Take a tab here, see if we can go to. Oh, let's get a little up here. This is the highest point place. This is the cupola. Is that just a bird? Did you have a speaker on or something? That was weird. Yeah, I tried going up to the cupola, but its signal, I believe, is mostly down here on this ground floor. Yeah, I went up to the highest level, which is basically it's kind of like a watchtower that's up at the top of, see if I can show you, see that up there? That watchtower looking thing up there, that was actually put there during construction. With the Underground Railroad in mind. They would signal, put a light up there to signal that it was okay for the slaves to come to the house. Oh, I agree, Doris. Klaus definitely has a creepy factor to it just by appearance only. You know what, while we, yeah, I'm actually have my computer set up here on the floor. Like I said, I've had a lot of weird stuff happen in this, tied to the staircase here. That's me logging onto the computer, my old computer. Hey Rob, welcome in. Thank you for joining tonight. I am out in Ohio, prospect-based management. Doing an investigation. I'll be here all night. Sorry about that, everyone. Yeah, it seems like I'm only getting signal right here in this wing of the house. So I'm actually going to switch over now to the web camera. I'm going to go up to the ballroom and get that set up and try to stream from the ballroom. Hopefully I'll be back here in a few minutes to catch up with everybody here again. All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Like I said, this should be a few minutes, and then I should be up in the ballroom, hopefully, if I'm able to get signal up there. All right, be back shortly. Thank you.